everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be doing my bi-weekly budget. So I was able to go into my employer's website and now I can sit down and decide where every dollar of that paycheck will go. I like to do that in advance just to make sure that I stay on track, make sure that I have compiled everything that I need to do within the next 2 weeks. That way I don't miss any bills or any upcoming expenses and I have enough to last me throughout the entire 2 weeks. So the first thing that I want to do when I am going back to look at my budget, of course, I went over looking at the May monthly budget. So here was my month for the month of May. So I take a look to see what things that I have going on over the next 2 weeks. May for me, the first day of May starts on May 5th. So our first paycheck goes from May 5th, which is payday, through the 18th, which is the day before our next payday. So I did go ahead and write out my goals and things that I have going on for the first paycheck of May. So I have my goals written out. I have upcoming existing things that are going to be happening within the next 2 weeks. So I do this to make sure that anything that will affect my budget is accounted for, so that I put the money aside for those things, just to make sure I'm not spending money that should be allocated to other things, okay? So I need to go through and find out what money I have left from one paycheck to the next. So any money that I have in the existing bank account that I need to account for. So I've already figured out how much is left in the bank account. So I have right now, after the pending things have come out, $292.23. So before payday starts, that one's dying. That's in the existing bank accounts. So I have a pending balance that's gonna come out of $77.33. That is for a desk from Amazon. That's gonna leave me with a balance of $292.23 minus 77.33, $214.90 is exactly what we're rolling over. Cash buffer. I have a cash buffer of $50 and I have a total of $135 that I'm rolling over. So $50 cash buffer. And I'll show you exactly what items are in which envelopes down here. So let's see, so total rollover plus the 185 is $399.90. Our paycheck A is going to be $17.53. Okay, and I have a line missing here, but I need to add the $17.53 here. We're going to start with $21.52.90. Okay, because I don't have a space here for that. Sinking funds planned. So I'm going to plan to use, let's see. I know I have to pay the cruise balance, which is $3,070. And then I have a vet appointment and pet supplies that I need to purchase. So what's $150 plus $370? Going to be $32.20 of sinking funds planned. I'm going to write that out here. Vacation balance, $100 for vet and $50 for pet supplies. That way I know what I'm starting with. All right, so no YouTube income. Buffers, we already said, what's $214.90? It should be more than that, but that's how much we have. So we have $50.12 in SoFi. The main account has $100.49, and the bill account, I believe it has $64.29. I guess $64.29. All right, so total starting balance is going to be the existing rollover, $399.90, plus the new paycheck, $17.53, which is $21.52.90, plus the sinking funds planned, $32.20, and then minus the buffers because I'm not going to use those, is $51.58. It doesn't feel right. $399.90 is the rollover, plus the $17.53 new paycheck, plus the $3220 is sinking funds, minus the buffer buffer. Yep, 51.58. That's what we're starting with. Okay. Seems like so much money, but I know most of that is just from vacation. So this is May A, our pre-payday prep. And again, that's going to bring us from May 5th to May 18th. I like to write that out so I know what bills and stuff that I need to pay this term. I know vet, 100, pet supplies, 50. I need a pedicure within this with this estimate, 60. We have the birthday, $50 gift card. And what else do we have going on over the next 2 weeks? Let's see. Oh, I need to pay school between $60 and $120. I'll find out where I can put that in. I have a food truck. And that's going to be an entertainment budget. That's it. All right. Oh, and I need to increase my Discover payment. All right. Let's get to budgeting. Okay, I'm also going to pull out my monthly budget so I can take a look. Okay, we said that we're going to start the month with where do we put it? And start the month out with 51.58. Okay. So that includes the sinking fund. So I want to make sure before I forget that I pull out that vacation balance that we need to pay. All right, that's going to bring us to 2088, right? And first thing that always comes out is our automatic savings. And that is going to be for my car notes. My car note savings account, 2063. That zeroes out. Okay. So based on our cheat sheet, which is my other favorite piece of paper, our bills need to come out next. So I know that I have $880 that I need to pay this time and fixed expenses. And I'll give you guys the breakdown for that. Because I already said that I needed to pay between $60 and $120 for school. So I'm going to put $60 towards my school balance that I need to pay. Let's see. We're going to put $100. Is it $100? Yeah, $100 to my Discover card. $185 needs to pay the utility bill. $9 from Netflix. I'm getting this from the monthly budget too. $70 for the phone bill. $30 towards student loans. $8 towards our YouTube subscription. And $410 for part of the mortgage. Hopefully that's $880. What is it? 100 minus 185 minus 9 minus 70 minus 30 minus 8 minus 410. Where am I missing $8? Amazon. Alright, that zeroes out. Okay, so we're down to 1183. Next thing that needs to come out is going to be our buffer. So the buffer, I said that I have $64.29. I want to make it $100 this month. $35. Let's put $20 in there. So I'm going to make sure I leave this for the bill buffer. $20 more. So I know what that is. Okay, so this is all going in order of importance, and also for what I want to keep in the bank to what I'm going to pull out. Next thing that I want to account for is the vet appointment and the pet supplies. Alright, so that's 1, 0, 13. Let me make sure I'm right. Yep. Alright, so that's gonna go. And I like to be very specific for myself. Otherwise, when I'm looking at my bank accounts every day, which I do, I know where everything is supposed to go. So I don't spend any money that I'm not supposed to. Alright, so the rest of this is going to come out. No, not. Okay, so now the next thing is our variable expenses. So we're going to put $300 into our variable expenses. So that's like groceries, gas, and toiletries. Alright, let's write that out. So $200 is going to be, no, $250 is going to be for groceries and toiletries, and $50 is going to be for gas. Alright, so I know that zeroes out. That brings us to $713. Next thing that needs to come out is our cash envelopes. So since it's included in that beginning balance, that $185, I need to determine how much more I'm going to put in there. So we have, let's see, essentials, shopping, dining, entertainment, beauty, kids. We have more envelopes than we usually do, and the buffer. So I already know the buffer has, let's fill this out, that'll help. So right now we have nothing in these three. Entertainment has $14. Gift and giving has $55, I believe. Yep. This is kids. Kids has $26. I'll make this beauty. Beauty has $40 and buffer has $50. So that should be $185. Yeah, so we're starting with $185. All right, so we're gonna put $50 into essentials, $50 in shopping. Let's do $58 in dining, because I know I'll have $8 extra left over at the end. Entertainment, we're gonna put, I think we planned $40, but let's put $50 in entertainment. Yeah, because I think I budgeted $100 for the month, so 50 is half. 50 in entertainment, $20 in miscellaneous. So let's just put $20 in beauty. And in kids, it already has $26, so we'll leave that. Buffer already has $50. So entertainment will have $64. Giving has $55. Alright, so what's that total out to be? $433. It's going to leave us with $280. Okay. We have 185 existing, and that means we're adding 248. Just so I know when I go to the bank how much I'm going to take out for that. All right, so 280. What are we going to do with this 280? That's going to go to the always fund. Always and sinking funds, because I don't know for sure yet. Let's do this. 280 for always and sinking funds. Alright, always fund is just a fund that always gets money every time that I get paid. So I already know from the monthly budget that I want to put 50 in essentials. Nope, sorry. 50 in emergency fund. Get it together. $50 in car emergency. I want to put $50 in my daughter's graduation envelope. I'm going to give myself $40. I don't know what in yet, but that's okay. Home maintenance, we're going to give that $25. Home decor, let's give that $20. Family fun, that's probably going to go to the August event. $15. $20 for school. And I think I have, let's see, 3 plus 40, 5, 20, 15, 20. I have $10 more. Where do I want to put that $10? Put it in car registration. Let's do that. Okay. That zeroes out. All right, so we know where every dollar is going to go. The next thing that I need to do is, let's fill this out real quick so I know how much I'm adding and how much is going to be in each. So 50, 50, 58. Entertainment, we're adding 50, 20, 0, 0. Beauty, we're adding 20. Or nothing to the buffer. So let's see. This should amount to 248. It does. So we're adding 248. So this is what each of them are going to start with. This way at the end of the month, I'll know what I started with and what I ended with. So we're starting with our 433. I don't know why I didn't put it right here. This is where it should have went. $433. All right, that's what we're starting with. Perfect. All right, and then at the end of the pay period, we can take another look at that. I want to fill out my, here it is, so that when I go to the bank, I know exactly how much I'm pulling out. And I can pull out the right denominations like I haven't been doing. Okay. So we're pulling out 50 for essentials, shopping, 50 dining. I've already seen this, so I'll do this real quick. All right, that's 248. And then for the always fund, this is what we're pulling out. Probably put mine in two different ones. I don't know what yet, so I'll do that. Home maintenance, home decor, family fun, August, school, and car registration. All right. All right, these are in the always fund. So those are all in the same binder. Maybe I should add school in there too. That's what I'll do. All right, so now I just need to do the breakdown of what denominations I want to pull out. Sinking fund, I always keep them as small as possible, so the largest denominations as possible. That way I can keep the envelopes compact. And then I like to break these up. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Let's keep these. Oh, not 15. 3. Girl, I'll keep these the same. 5, 5, 8. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then 8. Let's do that. Yep, and then the same for entertainment. All right, and I can do the breakdown. I can do that off camera. That way I know, again, how much I'm taking out in each envelope in cash. And I pull out one of these so I can take it to the bank. And this is just a piece of paper that I made copies and I cut them up. Well, some of them. Clearly I didn't cut this one up. But I think that's it. I did go ahead and pull out my starting balances for each of these for the beginning of May. This is, of course, before I add this money into the envelopes. So that's where we're starting with $13,431.96. This is across the board of what I have in cash envelopes and what I have in the different bank accounts. And of course, it's going to take a big knock off because of vacation. It's already knocked off a lot. It started the year with $20K, but because of things that I needed to use for the furnace and different things like that, of course, we got knocked off a bunch. But that's okay. Hopefully, we can still make it out on top. But if not, I know that that's mostly because we paid off of the vacation balance, which I'm happy about. All right, that's it. I think I'm ready for payday. I need to pull this money out of the bank. You guys will see me do the cash stuffing, and then I'll be ready to spend money for the next 2 weeks. All right, so I did my goals, I did my budget, I have my back to the bank. I'm ready to do the closeout at the end of the pay period so that we can update that. And the last thing that I have is this. So that at the end of the pay period, I'm going to do my bi-weekly closeout. So that means I'm going to compare what I spent over the last 2 weeks at the end of it to what I plan to spend. So I need to categorize each of these categories so that I can fill out my budget here, and then I can compare it to what I actually spent by expense tracking over the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I had to do some math. I had to figure out some things. I had to get rid of the buffer and whatever, but I had to fix some math. But I have that ready for the week. I have this ready for the week, so I know how much I have planned to budget. And hope at the end of the month, I'll be able to add everything together, and I'll have my expense tracker so I can compare what I plan to spend to what I actually spent. So we're actually starting the week off with $51.08. I did the math here. For some reason, the cash buffer kind of threw me off, but I have everything budgeted here for what I want to spend over the next 2 weeks. So we're ready to go. I am excited. I'm a little nervous because math sometimes is not my friend. But I do need to get some more erasable pens because the whiteout thing is not working. So I do need to order those. That'll probably be something that I take out of my cash shopping envelope. But that's it. I'm ready for my cash stuffing. So I'll go to the bank today probably and take the money out, and I'll come back and show you guys. I'll stuff it, and then we'll check in the middle of the week to see how I'm doing with my spending, make sure all the bills are paid and I've met all my goals. But we're ready for the week. All right, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I want you to always remember it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching and happy saving. Bye. Watch till the end. Leave me something with a watch or a clock, something that tells time. So get kind of creative with it. Something that tells time. Question of the day is, what is a habit that you're trying to quit? For me is, of course, the sweets, and that has been very hard. So tell me what habit you're trying to quit. What makes it hard for you to quit the habit, even if it's temporarily? Like sometimes I feel like people should try not drinking coffee for a week to see, how bad their addiction to it is. But if you haven't thought of one already that you want to try one with me. Let me know how it goes for you. Keep me updated because I'm still working on this sweets thing. And I'll have to figure out a way to overcome it. Probably just not buying it and being able to say no when people offer it to me, because people know I love sweets, so they offer it to me all the time. So I just have to be clear to people and just say no. I just have to say no. I appreciate it, but no, and leave it at that. I have a problem with explaining it. And once I start explaining it, then I start thinking about it for too long. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. Happy saving. Bye.